to Let Supreme Ghost Thief Gold. Thank you for joining me. Today we are playing my favorite mission of the game and my favorite mission of the entire franchise, the Sword. It's a very, very special, unique mission, which is one of the reasons I love it. And I know many of you like it as well. I know this is on the top 3 or top 5 of most players' lists as far as Thief Gold is concerned. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. I didn't in the last mission give you our total bust count for the campaign so far. I think we're up to 22, where 12 of those 22 came in the last mission, Thieves Guild, which is the most difficult one so far. So let's load up our save game from the end of the guild and continue. Let's watch the briefing.
I was contacted by a woman named Victoria. She claims to represent a client who was impressed by the way I took care of Ramirez, and now wants me to steal something for him. The target is a magical sword, owned by a nobleman and collector named Constantine. Little is known about Constantine except that he is an eccentric new face in the city, and mostly keeps to himself. Victoria says the sword will probably be on display, but it will be well protected by guards and security systems. She also mentioned that the guards are tough and organized, and the mansion is confusing to navigate in. The house was constructed recently, so I've had to piece together my own map from observation and hearsay. Sounds like the place is a bit of a maze. I guess if you're rich enough, you can build any sort of mad house to live in. This is going to be a challenging job, but it'll pay better than the last few I've taken. As usual, the front entrance is heavily guarded, but I've managed to find another way in. Of course, once I've picked up the sword, I'll still have to worry about getting back out.
Alright, there we are. Difficulty Expert. Find and obtain the sword. It's probably on an upper level of the mansion. Take the opportunity to steal other valuables. Kind of a vague objective there, for now at least. Pull off the job without having to kill anyone. While you're in the mansion, see if you can dig up any valuable information about Constantine. Leave the mansion with the sword. So, before we get going here, let's summarize the 5 or 6 missions, if you include the training missions, that we've done so far. We have been able to perfect Supreme Ghost 3 out of those 6. The training mission, Lord Bafford's Manor, and Assassins. The other 3, Crag's Cleft, Bone Horde, and Thieves Guild, we have not been able to even Supreme Ghost. So we have just regular ghosted all those 3 because we have skipped loot in each of those missions, and we have busted Supreme. They're all possible to perfect Thief, but I haven't done that because I prioritize Supreme. Now, good news for this one, this mission is possible to Supreme Ghost, but it's not possible to perfect Supreme. There's a couple of pieces of loot that we have to skip, but at least this is Supremeable. So it'll be the 4th one that we'll be able to Supreme, which is good, because Supreme is a very difficult mode. And as you guys know, I always play that. So we'll go ahead and start with that introduction. Now, if we review the goals here, we'll see a little bit more specifics. Now it says pick up 1,500 in additional loot while you're in here, and find some incriminating information on Constantine. Means that we have to find information that is personal to him, I guess. Incriminating. It's not that we're going to use that for anything else later, but I assume that's what's meant here. Okay, we're not going to buy anything, and there are no tips to worry about, and we don't really need anything for this mission either. So let's go ahead and start and play. So let's always look at the map before we get going. Now, as was mentioned in the briefing, this mission is, or the mansion is very confusing. Now, ironically, that was the big con of Thieves Guild. that the mission was confusing, even if there were maps in that mission. Here, in the Sword, there are hardly any maps to speak of, and the mission is even more confusing. However, that now is a pro instead of a con in my mind. That's actually what makes this mission mysterious and eerie, and it adds to the atmosphere, which is incredible. Incredible. The Thief missions and the game overall rely so much on sound and audio, and I think that is implemented and utilized perfectly in this map, and is one of the reasons why I love it. If sound isn't applied properly in games, or in movies for that matter, I sort of lose interest. Visuals are important, but without the audio, then it needs to be an audio-visual experience in my mind, and that's why this mission is in the top of the list for me. So this is the only map that we have. We can only really get a sense of what you can see from the outside. As Garrett said, he's pieced this together on his own. So this is the area we're in now. We're in the southwest corner. There's the main entrance over here, and there's a balcony where we will eventually enter in not too long. Then it seems like there are 3 floors. There's a garden area on the first floor, and you can see a couple of rooms right inside the main entrance, but that's about it. Now, as we're going to see, the 3rd floor is much more complex and much more confusing, if you will, than what this map gives us justice. There are multiple levels. I would say there are probably 4 or 5 levels of the 3rd floor, which really isn't apparent by this map. And I have maps that I've made myself of this mission that you can find on my website, hand-drawn maps that I drew like a decade ago, that I actually have printed out and are using as I'm playing this. And one of my goals of this mission is not only to show you all the pickables and to show you all the loot and to ghost it or supreme ghost it, but it's also to try to show you all the multiple routes you can take around the mission. So it took a long time to figure out what route I was going to use, and then how I was going to be able to hit all the different corridors and routes that you can take. As you know, in addition to Supreme, I also tried to minimize lockpicks, and we should actually be able to get through this mission only picking a single lock. So that was a challenge in and of itself. So that's always fun for me to add small challenges. Alright, let's go ahead and save. Continuing from where we were. We are carrying our compass, 2 flash bombs, our lockpicks, and blackjack, 2 moss arrows, sword, 3 rope arrows, which we're going to need, 25 broadheads, 4 fire arrows, 3 noisemaker, and 4 water arrows. Alright, we're going to start by listening to a conversation here by the front entrance.
Think anything will happen?
Probably not. But don't soft up, though.
Not me.
Okay. Nothing more of interest there. We are instead going to wait for that guard to come over here because he has a purse we want to steal. Excuse my voice today. I've been sick all week. I'm at the tail end of it, but it's sort of still lingering in my throat. I'm trying to hound in on cough drops here. Hopefully that's not too annoying. Okay, he has a purse worth 100. And then we're going to head back here. So we're going to rope arrow up to the 2nd floor. We're going to head down again pretty quickly, but... and in here. This door here leads to the hallways on the 2nd floor. It's locked. There's a key that unlocks it, but we don't have that yet. Here are 3 stacks of silver coins. Worth 36, total 136. Head down here. This is some kind of a barracks storage room. And in the little lockers here is a mine and a flash bomb. gonna head out here. Right now, and we are gonna wait in the doorway here for this guard we see in the distance, and we are gonna take his key. There's one, what I call blue key. It's not actually blue. It was blue in the original release, but the new enhancement packs make it look, I don't know, more dark gray, and there's another one that used to be gray that is more light gray. So we need one of each of these keys. So we're gonna take his right now, and I don't think that we'll get caught here. I'm not 100%.
Hey.
We did get caught. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, I know we can stand here and get it without him seeing us. We've done that before. I think maybe like this.
Who's there?
I might need to lean forward right as he's turning, then. There we go. That's the way to do it. Grab his key. There's another guard that comes over here. We're gonna have to wait for him to leave. He's gonna leave to his left. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Jump over these gaps here. You can actually rope our up to the second floor here. We're not gonna do that. Okay, down here is actually a door that is not pickable and is not responding to any keys. There are two such doors, one on the opposite side of the hallway too. Move up here, and I'm gonna move in here first. Here's a room with some traps. If you open that door or the door on the other side, there's a triggered plate in front of the door. If you step on that or open the door behind me, then these will shoot out Spitfire traps. There are quite a few traps in this mission, but you can enter this way and not trigger any traps. This is a gold nugget worth 100, total 236. Hear the guard from before, and we can see him right here. And then do that here. You have to mantle on the right side because there's another trap here that'll open the panel in the wall and shoot some stuff at you. For Supreme, triggering traps, whether you get hit by them or not, is not allowed. In this room, there's a couple of bug swarms. We don't want to get stung by those. We don't need to enter this room. If we open this chest, a diamond will fall down and we can lean in. At least I thought. To grab that diamond, which is worth another 100. Total 336. Close the door here. And we can jump across this way. Okay. This is the door that we saw from the other side that again cannot be opened, but now we have the blue key, so we could open it, but we're not going to. Long hallway here. These symbols on the walls are actually sort of sensors that if you get too close to them, they will trigger traps, and the trap is at the very, very opposite end of this hallway. So you might get shot and not really knowing how you triggered it, but that's probably what happened then. This is the door that has the trap in front of it. So we're now moving along the south wall of the second floor, as you see. Okay, this is some kind of bedroom for the guards, probably. These two footlockers are both pickable, I think, and they contain a deer leg and a healing potion. Obviously, we're not worried about those kind of pickables, or pickups. It's in fact not allowed for Supreme Ghost to pick up anything you don't need. This is straight down into the foyer inside the main entrance, and there's a fire arrow in this fire pit. Small challenge maybe to get that, but we don't need it. Okay. I don't think I actually checked what this room here contained last time I played. Nothing, I guess, and it even triggers the trap on the wall, so we're obviously not going to use that. Happy I checked that. Okay, now we're on the eastern part of the second floor. Another long hallway. There's another trap at the end here, but the trigger isn't on this wall. It's actually closer to the opposite side. This is a bedroom. This is our first skipped piece of loot. It's worth 100, so that's we have to skip a total of 300 in this mission. This is the first of those pieces of loot. If you take this statue will shoot a fire bolt, I think, or maybe some kind of a blue magical ball of something painful, and that's not allowed, so we have to skip that, unfortunately. If we go in here, there's another piece of loot in here, another gold goblet, worth 100. Total 436. This might actually also fire at you, in addition to this one. Yeah, probably both of them. Okay, moving along here. Listen to the sounds. I love the sounds here. In here, door with the statue. Woohoo! In other news, there is 2 regular goblets in here, total 466, and there's actually what I believe is the newspaper. Yes, the City Tribune. A woman from Shalebridge who was acquitted of charges of robbery in a city court last week has been kidnapped by members of the Order of the Hammer. The woman is apparently being held in squalid conditions in Cragscleft prison. Whereas the Hammerites did not cite any official reason for the incarceration, one of the order was quoted saying, "She hath sinned in the builder's eyes, and thy slothful laws hath touched her not at all." Okay. I remember in the mission Endless Rain there was another copy of the City Tribune. Nice follow-up there by the author. Oh yes, here we go. These 2 doors are both entering. You see another sensor on the wall there. That will trigger the trap on the far wall. These 2 sensors will enter into... No, doors. Will gain entrance to Constantine's bedroom. We have to pick one of those 2. So that's our only lockpick, should be. Or, yeah, should be our only lockpick. Okay, in here are 2 silver nuggets. However, if we highlight either of those, this statue will shoot a fire or a spitfire and trigger a trap also. So these 2 are each worth 50, so we have to skip those as well. So that's another 100, total 200 skipped. In here, we have a gray key. That's the other key that we need. So, okay, this was the first key we took. It looks more golden or dark or light brown. And we have the gray one. So those 2 we both need. We have to return those for Supreme. And here's a papyrus. Let's read that. Master, the one who trespassed your greenhouse is chastised. He did not know the rules, but spies there no longer. Interesting. Let's see if we can try to drop this back under the table. There we go. So the gray key is sort of Constantine's master key, and it unlocks many doors throughout the mansion. And it unlocks this one. So even though we picked the lock on this door, we can actually relock it with the key, so we don't have to leave it unlocked. So that's not really a problem. So one lockpicked, but not an issue for us. Okay, now I'm going to show you the fourth and last piece of loot that we have to skip. If you open this door, this will also trigger this trap. And up here, I think once we start moving up the ramp, more traps will start firing. Yes. And up here, if you step on this plate, the trap will stop. Now, in this chest, there is the last piece of loot that we have to skip, which is a diamond. Also worth 100. So that's a total of 400 loot that we have to skip, and now we can get the rest of the loot in the mission. No, not 400, 300. 4 pieces of loot, total 300 gold. Okay, we're gonna head back downstairs and do the first floor now. We're gonna wait right here for the guard that we... No, we have not seen this guard yet. He's on his way. Let me actually make a real save here. He has another one of the brown keys. If you're looking for pickpockets. I'm gonna wait for him to pass here. It's a little bit of a tricky area, but if you know the patrols, you can manipulate it, sort of. Head in here. Grab 2 goblets, and then we should wait for that guard to come back out the door on the right. I don't think he'll see us. Nope. Those goblets were worth 30, total 496. He will go in there, and then he'll come back out. There's another guard over here. Actually, let me go ahead and show you guys something.
I thought I saw something.
Doesn't matter if you thought he saw something.
Just the wind, I guess.
Okay. Down here is a little section with a footlocker on the left-hand side. You can't really see it here. That footlocker has a healing potion. This introduces Ghost Challenge number 13, the only Ghost Challenge I have for this mission. And that is for you guys to show me 2 ways to get that healing potion without busting Supreme. So you have to start from a shadow like here, get the healing potion, and then find another way. Start from a shadow, get the healing potion, and then get back to the shadow. Remember, you gotta close the chest afterwards. Can't take any first alerts or anything like that. So show me that, and you have passed this Ghost Challenge. Oh, I can't do that.
Thought I saw something.
Someone there?
Might need to be faster here.
Who's the...
I don't know if I can do this.
Someone making noise?
I can do this if I'm quick enough. I need to be this quick.
Hello?
there, do I? There we go. No noise. Let's grab this vase. Worth 100. Total 596. Then we gotta again wait for him to pass here, and we can head in through that door. Now we actually entered the two rooms that you can see on the first floor.
Someone behind.
And of course, that guard is right on his way. Man. I have to choose a different route then.
Who goes?
5 more seconds and we should be good. This guard also has a copy of the brown key. This is sort of the bar, I guess.
Is that you?
Oh, he can see us through the cabinets.
Place at all. It's just a bunch of people walking around.
Did not know that.
So wet. Mold everywhere down here.
Okay, here should be a panel. Yeah. With 3 gold goblets. Close the panel afterwards. Also 2 bottles of wine here. Goblets are worth 75 and the bottles 100, so that's 771.
Sir?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Incredibly bad timing. Should have saved. Sorry about that. We're gonna have to wait for that guard anyway, because I have to head down this hallway. Yeah. There's a lot of tile, marble on this level. Now we have to wait for a guard to appear through this door at the end here. Then when he goes back, we can follow. There we go. You might have seen, but he has a purse. Here's a jar worth 50, and there are 4 deer legs.
People up above me at all the light and
We can hide here, and we should be able to steal his purse when he passes. Total 821 with that purse. Let's see. There we go. It's worth 50 more. It's 871. Good, and now he is on his way back. That's great. This candlestick worth another 50, total 921.
I see there.
Oh, incredible how unlucky I am with the timing here. So let's try that again. Here's a door in the ceiling. Oh, we were a little bit quicker. Okay, this is the last room that you can see on the map. Right here. There's another door to the south, but that we're not going to take. Okay, so in here, we have 921, which is what we should have. There is only a hidden safe at the bottom of this pillar. Now you can pick the lock on this one. However, it actually does respond to the gray key that we took upstairs from the bedroom. So you have to relock it if you pick it open for Supreme. So I just want to avoid the lockpick count. So I'm going to use the key here. Get the gold plate that's in there. There's also a healing potion. And then where you need to relock the safe. So there are a couple of doors in the mission that are pickable, but that still responds to keys. Okay, good. Great timing. This is heading out to the garden, and we're going to head that next, but we're going to take the other exit or entrance to the garden instead. Which means we have to go back through that hallway. I guess that, strictly speaking, isn't necessary to take the other entrance, but that's what I did in my practice run, and it seemed to work. The steps you can hear is actually from the guard upstairs, and he can hear us down here for some reason. Because it makes sense since we can hear him. See, we have 971, right? Yes. He didn't see us there, even though we were red. A bit unsure.
Who's there?
Oh. So I'm happy that we can hear his idle chatter, so then we would also hear his alert if he gave one. He didn't. Okay, now we're headed into the garden. He saw us there too, man. He has a purse.
The cold and the dark and the damp.
You want to get his purse? Want to wait here? The purse was worth 100, total 1,071. Grab a jar here. worth 50. And then we're into another area of the garden, a little flower bed area. There's 2 stacks of gold coins over here. And then there's water in the ceiling. What is going on? There's wood above it, so we can shoot a rope arrow into that wood. Ascend, magically, and mantle up. Oh, I don't like that. I hate that mantle. It's so difficult to be able to get up there. Try it again. There, we did it. Grab the arrow again, and then I think we can drop back here silently. Yes, we can. The gold coins were worth 50, total 1171. And we can grab this jar as well. It's like a hidden little living room, I guess. And then up on top of the rafters here, let me just show you. It's actually a moss arrow, water arrow, and a fire arrow. If you were collecting weapons. Okay. Back down here, let's follow and guard again. Should come right and left. Right there. Head into another garden. Here's a moss arrow. And then here is a basement area. Now this is not a pickable door, and it only responds to the gray key, so that's why we need the gray key. Whether you're supreme ghosting or not. Well, I guess you technically don't have to enter this area, but we're going to because there's loot. Bottle of wine, worth 50, and a goblet, worth 15, total 1286. And here's a couple of readables. Let's read this one first. Rakel's Tome of Magic, Introduction. It is the erudite practitioner of magic who, in these days of pseudo-wizards carelessly wielding enchanted materials, retains the secrets of commanding the powerful sorcery found in the world of nature. For it was from listening to the hidden whispers of ancient oaks, of creeping vines, of desert sandstone pillars, that civilized people first learned the abstruse ways of magic. Okay, and then there's another readable right here. Mr. Constantine, I do hope that our final renovations have met with your approval, and I would again like to thank you for your business. As one of the few lay architecture houses in the city, we found that we have quite a bit of proving ourselves to do, and the patronage of someone such as yourself is always appreciated. If there's anything else that you would like built or modified, please let us know. Please also rest assured that we have no objections to taking further payment in this form, though we are, of course, deeply curious as to where you obtained such a quantity of raw gold. Lionel Carthman. This actually counts as the incriminating evidence. However, there's another incriminating evidence that doesn't require us to pick up anything. So I am going to return this underneath the table. If I can get it properly underneath the table. That removes the check mark. So if we find the other readable, then we should be good with that objective. Pretty good timing. This door here is pickable, but it also responds to the brown key. And there are 2 gold bases in there, each worth 100. Okay, we're gonna wait for that guard to go back. Let's make that save. I really should do that more often, but let's see. 1486. We need 1500, so the next piece of loot should get us to our loot goal. Let's jump into the water here. Nobody should have heard that. Placed around the water system here are 7 water arrows. I'm not going to show you all those, but they're within the same system here. So here's one, for example. There's another one at the end there. There's 7. So he saw me. Let's wait a little bit then. I don't know if we'll get caught here. I'm not sure. I don't think so. When he comes back out. It's a big hollow tree stump here. Let's go in here. There. Got our first objective checked off. Here is a moss arrow, and also pay attention that there's a windows way up in the top here. Can't get up there, but we're going to go into a little foresty area right here. Okay, let's make a right first, and then here is another gold nugget worth 100, total 1686. Couple of huge trees in here. Move around this one. And then into here. There's a moss arrow. Notice also that up here there's a hole that you can actually enter. I won't do that now, but we're going to get to that from the opposite end a little bit later. So again, I told you I would try to show you all the access points everywhere. So now we're on the opposite side of that guy that travels around the stump. Let's wait for him to disappear. If you know the routes of the guards in this mission, it's not very difficult, at least not on the lower levels. Head in here, back in the water. Huh. I don't know if I heard an alert or not. I don't want to risk anything because this mission is supremable. And I know you guys are analyzing every single little thing. Yeah, I think it was just those noises. I don't think it was anything. Store our breath. Go under here.
Is that you?
Man, he actually saw me there. Oh, he left. I'm gonna head up here. I'm gonna show you where that long hallway there will end up later. Head up in here. Here's 2 double doors that are also pickable, but they respond to, I think, the brown key. No, that is the gray key. Yep. Lock that. Yes, this is supposed to be some kind of shrine or temple or worship area. Anyway, there are 4 gold goblets for us to pick up, and there is a fire arrow behind this altar. It's another one of those doors that cannot be picked or unlocked, but this we're actually going to use in the mission Escape a lot later. We will actually start in this room. Both locked. Okay, I don't know where that guy is, but... Okay, we're gonna head into an area that is unique for Thief Gold. It's called the Little Big World. It's a very, very unique place if you haven't seen it before. Flip this hidden tongue of this statue. And this gate here will rise up. We'll close it on the way back. Just wanted to make sure I didn't get any alerts. We're going to make quite a bit of a dive here. Hopefully I will make it. I think I will. Yes. Alright, now at the other side here, we've got to be a little bit careful because there's a guard in the distance that we want to avoid. We can't lean here, that's the bad thing. I can't really see where he is. I can hear him when he comes, so I'm going to wait here until I hear him. I'm going to check where he is. Okay, there he is. I saw him now. Don't know if that means he'll come, but I hope it does. Let's just wait, just to be sure. Okay, we're doing good so far. No hiccups. We're not even an hour into it. I'm planning on doing this mission here in one sitting, in one recording. Okay, he doesn't trigger until I appear here, so let me just go out. Make him trigger. And then I can hear him and I'll go back when he comes. There's nowhere really to hide out here in the first area, that's why I want to... Yeah, now I can hear him whistling. Oh, he goes back. Okay, and here is a tiny, tiny breath potion. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? He carries a healing potion. We can actually hide behind these buildings. So if you haven't seen this area before, I know what you must be thinking. What kind of a mission is this? So this is an area that was added for Thief Gold that's not found in the Dark Project version. And if you think what we saw so far is weird, wait until you get a load of this. One thing I love about this mission is how the designers and the authors dared to go completely new ways in mission making. To make something like this in an official mission is fantastic. Where did we arrive? In the sink of a massive room. Okay. Huh. Okay, so let's get our bearings here. There's quite a few things here to pick up. I'm not gonna go to every single object, but I'll tell you where they are if you want to look for them. On the top shelf here, you can see the pots sticking out from the side is a water arrow. That's the only thing on these shelves, so you don't have to worry about missing too much up there. There are 2 guards that are patrolling around the floor, but they are venturing into the neighboring bedroom and everything, which takes an awful long time. There's also a guard that you can see on the table over there. He can't see us from way over there, but once we get closer, he can. Okay. I'm still not going to take any chances. We can enjoy the view and the scenery while we're at it. Oh, there's one guard, if you see him. Over there. Between the couch and the wall. Okay. I guess we can actually jump over to this stool here. That might be a little bit safer, actually. Yeah. Because then we can jump into this little tub. There's a couple of water arrows, 2, I think, in this one. Not sure where that other guard is. If he turned around or what he did. He didn't, so I'm gonna wait for him to pass, actually. Okay, there were a couple of shelves on this wall behind the couch too. On those shelves you can find 3 rope arrows and a pincushion on the top shelf. There's another pincushion on the floor right underneath the shelves. And there are 4 fire arrows in a large box of matches on the top shelf. There were 3 water arrows in the tub. There's actually loot in here too. Oh, he turned around, okay. Sometimes he takes a right and goes behind the couch. He didn't now. Alright, let's see. We need to climb up here. Need to climb sort of slow. Arrow again. We're gonna slip down behind the couch cushion. without getting spotted by that guard. There we go. Excellent. Okay, we have to pass what I assume to be a potato chip on the way. 2 large coins here. And what looks like a ladle of some sort, or spoon. And of course, a die. Total 1806. Those were worth 10 each. Okay, to get back, I actually think... Don't want to do that, but... We can mantle up here. In the cheese on the table, there are 2 moss arrows, I assume representing mold. Now, if we jump... From here, I actually think that we will not get spotted. Well, we will get killed if we do that. Or if we do that.
Oh!
Well, if we jump a little bit more or less, then we can either fall into the water or mantle. There we go. Good. So the rope arrow in the carpet here has fallen off of the pincushion that you can see sticking out from the side of the top shelf. This top shelf has the fire arrows. Okay, we're gonna head into the other room here, but there are the 2 guards that I said that you might bump into here. Okay, let me see if I can head over here. They can't see us from this far away, I guarantee you. I had so much fun in this room the first time I played it. I tried to climb up on top of the door handle on the huge door. It's a challenge to do. This one as well. You got to use sort of make a ladder of rope arrows and do it. It's fun to try. I don't know, I think I spent hours in this room. I don't know, to me this room just brings back almost like adolescent memories of wishing that I could be this small and like actually being able to play it. I don't know, it's just fascinating. See, we have to climb up on the desk here. There you see the other guard right there. Okay. Shoot another rope in here. That rope. Yeah. Okay, and up here there's giant letters you can see, but there's also 2 water arrows in what I assume to be like an ink box of ink. But if we read this, men often say, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown, for once they speak the truth." Or for once they speak the truth. I've told the poor lads over and over, come not into my private retreat. Do they listen? Do they hear? If they fall victim to my sanctum, so be it. And that counts as the incriminating evidence. Excuse me. Now, if we go back and pick up the papyrus again and read that over and drop it, this is going to uncheck, even if we have read this. So it's important that you do this last, or that after you do this that you don't read the other papyrus, because then you have to keep it. If you want to keep it with you, that's fine. But if you don't, and you want to drop it back, then you're going to actually lose this objective. Check. That's right. This we can do. And I found a pretty good way, I hope, to get back down here. Shoot her up like that, and then you can just sort of drop onto it. There are both of the guards are over here. Okay, I'm gonna save it here, and then I'm just gonna show you what is found in this end of Little Big World, it's called. There's no loot over here, so we're not actually going to go here, but... Okay, here's a mousetrap, and there's a speed potion. On the bed you can hear some spiders. There's a spider here, there's a spider at the other end, and there is a total of, I think, 3 moss arrows. Yeah, on the bed. Can get those without getting first alerts from the fighters. In this chest, you can find 3 noisemaker arrows and 2 more rope arrows. Also, you can take those and drop back down without taking damage. Then there's a mouse hole. Let's see what's going on here. The end here. It's a pretty long corridor, I think. Here is the exit. Now what's this? Okay, interesting. Now we get into a room with a sideways candlestick. And everything looks funky. There's a hole in the ceiling too. So we're not actually going to leave this way because you can't close this door, so I don't like to leave doors open. So we're going to go back the way we came. So let's sneak along the wall here. Both guards are coming back, which is pretty good for us. Okay. So the only objective left we really have is to get the sword, which is on the 3rd floor, obviously. We have a few more things to cover on the 2nd floor that contain valuables anyway. Okay, we gotta head back up here again. I think we can do that with one arrow. Okay, so now we really only have to dodge the one guard. And then we're back to civilization. Let's call it that. Normalcy. To the extent you can call this mansion normal. Okay, good. Now let's dive back, and let's at least make sure that we lower the gate again when we come back. Because you can click the button and close it, but you have to close it for Supreme. If it is closable, and it is, but it's easy to forget. Go. Now it's locked. Okay, we're gonna follow this guard now back this long, narrow hallway. I'm gonna have another cough drop so I don't distract you guys or annoy you too much with my throat. He's gonna make a left, so we're gonna make a right. Okay, I think we're safe here. Yeah. Okay, there's another guard over here. Yeah, he goes on this side of the top, okay. He has another one of those blue keys. No, they're brown in this version. My loot list that I made years ago says key blue. That's why I keep calling it blue.
Hey, what was that noise?
There's a water arrow in this tub. Let's follow him. Okay, I am not sure if he's going to come this way or that way. Actually, I think he walks around. He does, yes. Here's a fire arrow. Looks like a torch, I guess. Oh, he does come this way. I thought so for some reason. On that shelf over there, you can see a flash bomb. On the other shelf is... well, I'll show you. Yeah.
What's that? Who goes?
How on earth could he see me there? He's a good guard. Should give him a raise. Okay. Flash bomb. Notice that you can rope arrow up here. Moss arrow up here. Mine here. And then the 2 fire arrows that I talked about. Let's go down this way. Another door in the ceiling. Let's rope arrow up there. Let's see, how do we get up here? Oh yeah. Close this. And then we get back to where we exited recently from Little Big World. So the door is here, but there's no way you can see it, but there's no way to open it from this side. At least I haven't found it. If you guys have, then let me know. And if you can close it, let me know, because I would like to use that exit instead of this. This is another candlestick that removes a light source, which isn't allowed for Supreme, but it never used to do that in Old Dark, so I don't count those. Obviously, I'm not using it for any kind of getting away or around areas that are too bright anyway. Now we are going to rope arrow up here. So this is the way we're going to use up to the 3rd floor. Grab our rope. Now the fun starts. Notice that there's another hole up in the ceiling here. You can rope arrow up there as well. And we are going to get to the floor that leads to a little bit later, but it's not an area that I suggest you use. It's a very difficult area, and there's nothing to pick up. So now we're on the 3rd floor. Now it gets very, very confusing. I'm going to make a real save, and I'm going to sort of... I have a plan here for how to move around in a specific way. Okay, we're done with that, we're done with that. So we'll see, okay. Alright, this is an area that has a lot of upside down stuff. A lot of sideways and completely upside down, as you see here, hallways. Some beautiful sounds in the background. I'm going to try to talk as little as possible on this level. Love that laugh. Drop down here. Now we're actually back on the 2nd floor. There's another sensor for traps there. I think they shoot from the ceiling. This is the room with the bug swarms where we took the diamond. We're going to head into this bedroom. All of interest in here is a water arrow. And there's also, I think, a book, yes. Compendium of Natural Magic, Chapter 15, Tatiana's Flowers. These flowers grow primarily in the icy mountain caves of the Essie Range. By way of defense, they have evolved a method of warming and swirling the magical energy of the sentient plants and rocks discussed in the last chapter, lulling them to sleep. The flowers are named after Archmage Tatiana Jokovic, who pioneered their use in the temporary negation of magical spells and systems. So it seems from the book he's reading that Constantine, whoever he is fairly interested in natural magic. Here's a water arrow in the tub. We're gonna head back out and actually follow a guard that we should see in the distance.
Who's there?
Oh, he saw me. Two deer legs and a jar worth 50. We saw this door in the ceiling downstairs, and there's another hidden door in this ceiling. Total 1906, that's what we should have. Up here, there's quite a few traps in the floor. You can sort of make them out. There's one right here. This chest holds a ring. I believe there's also a mine here. Yeah, and you can see it over there. And this one holds a diamond, both worth 100, total 2106. I'm gonna wait for the guard to come by again. I don't think he'll see this door being open. These are the traps right here. One more piece of loot on this floor. So this one you can take to go back down to the dining room downstairs. Across this room. There's only one patrolling guard up here. Okay, this is a room on the east side of the second floor that we couldn't go through that door because then this trap would have triggered. Up here is a silver nugget. Oh, I don't like that sound. We can take it from down here. Good. 2156. Now we're going to head up to the third floor. The remainder of the mission we're going to primarily spend on the third floor. This door opens with the brown key, I think. Yes, it does. I think these doors are pickable. Okay. A door with nothing. I don't know, I just love that for some reason. Okay. Now we're getting up to actually the same floor that we were at just recently. We were just on the other side of this hallway. Okay, so we are... Where are we going to go here now? I gotta find my way around here. Yeah, we should be headed east. This floor is just a bunch of hallways that really only lead to the same place, which is where the sword is. We're getting very close to the sword right now. Okay, we're gonna... Basically, we're gonna wait for a guard. Here, I think he turned around, so we're gonna head up there. Perfect. Here's the sword. And here we are safe. Okay, real save time, real save time. So the best way I have found to get the sword is to actually shoot a couple of rope arrows up here from below. I played this mission many times, and it was my original method when I played this mission back in 2005 or whatever it was, and it has remained my method since. It's actually the most predictable method. Now you have to shoot the first rope arrow into the bottom of the window you see up here.
What was that?
Which we did not do there. That's what we did there. We made a real save, so we should be good. Now the other one should go...
Is that you?
For some reason they usually hear the upper one. I think that's good.
I don't like this place at all.
Gotta stop jumping at nothing.
So that wasn't shot far enough out, so I'm gonna reload here. That should be good. And that should be good, shouldn't it? I think so. There's an archer up here. It's pretty dangerous. That guy. He has a healing potion, by the way. Okay. If we lean forward here...
Hey!
Time to take my new sword.
Yeah, he sees us if he comes into this cubby. I'm just gonna see if I can reach the first arrow. No, I can't. So I want to be able to reach the second arrow with the first. Huh. Just a second, just... Just texted my wife. Okay, let's see if we can do this now. There, that's good. And then the other one. Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah. Of course, that was good. That one was good. We're good to go.
Someone behind me?
Oh, okay.
Time to take my new sword and get out of this crazy place.
Okay. Jump over to that one, and then we gotta get the second arrow. Now the problem is that we have to grab this arrow without alerting anybody. And that is not always that easy. The archer up top doesn't usually alert, but any of the guards down here might. They did not. That's great. Okay. We're gonna head up here, actually. Notice that little hallway down there?
Who's there?
And I'm also gonna show you this area. I know there's a guy chasing me, but there's a couple of wooden areas with, like, doors that are tiny that look like they go on forever. Brilliant. So you can get up this way. There's one door that is the obvious exit, but it's wonderful how they've designed this with respects to perspective. How it takes a little bit for you to realize that this is just a tiny little dead end. And this goes all the way back down, and I'll show you that way as well. Oops, oops, oops. Nope. You can hear a guard here. He comes from the tan and black tiled hallway directly to the left down there. You can see him come out right now. He walks a little bit up this way, but not much.
Boss is dangerous today. I thought he'd a good mood. Yeah, I told you. Good moods. That's the worst.
Okay. This is actually the area right around the sword. You can see the area where we took the sword from. These two guys have that conversation, and I wanted to trigger it. I wanted to hear it. But it doesn't trigger if you go up the way that we took with the rope arrows. And that means that there are two guards that are not going to patrol around the sword when we take it. If you come up here, taking the sword without alerting any of these guards is practically impossible. Okay? I'm going to make another real save here. And we are good to go. We are gonna... Oops. We're gonna head up here. We don't need to get into this area anymore. Up here, I just want to show you this. It's the uppermost floor. I guess you can call it the 5th level of the 3rd floor. And all it is, if I can actually get up here, is you can look straight down onto where the sword was hanging. So you can actually fall all the way down here if you want to. I think that's kind of cool. We only have 2 more loot pieces left to find, and we have to return our 2 keys, and then we are done with the mission. Believe it or not. I'm gonna head down here. Okay, this is the level that I told you guys that isn't very smart to get to. There are 2 guards that come from the right and go back to the right afterwards. If you go to the right in here, you will eventually end up at a couple of dead ends, and then the area where you can head down. If you remember, I said there was a hole in the ceiling leading up to the sideways living room. That's where you can go down there. And if you take a left here, you will end up going down to where we saw the guard come out of this type of a hallway downstairs, closer to the sword. So we are going to head down here instead. And we're going to take a left here. Head down here. Now we're in a part that we haven't been in before. Let's go over this way. Okay, this is the hole to the tree that I showed you from below before. If we jump over here, which isn't necessarily that easy to do. Oh my goodness. Okay. There. This is the inside of one of the huge trees in the garden. And in the original version, Old Ark, for some reason this was blocked. There was an opening, but you couldn't really move through it. You could wiggle your way through, but you could never get back. Now they've opened it. T-Fix has fixed it. So you can actually drop down here. There also used to be, if you eventually ended up getting down here, there was a huge hole in the floor, so you would fall into oblivion. So I don't know if it was ever intended for you to get in here, but there is a moss arrow here, which was in the original version, so I don't know what's up with this area, but it was kind of a challenge to get back in there in Old Ark. Now it's not much of a challenge, but at least everyone can visit it. So I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Back over here. This way here. And here are the windows that I showed you from below that leads back to the garden. You can drop back here safely, but you can't get back up. There's nowhere to attach a rope. Here's a winding hallway, spiraling hallway, whatever you want to call it. Okay, if we go up here, we will get to the area where the 4 doors were. No, we will not. That's not this area, that's another area. But now we can get up to the other side of this vine. And there was the guard I talked about not too long ago. Let's go through here and we get to the last weird area. So it seems to be in the middle of space for some reason. Here's a gold goblet, worth 100, total 22.56. Then there's a diamond on the other side. It's a little bit difficult to get here, or to get across there from this way. Let's see if we can do it. We can do it like that. Let's see if I can try to... I have managed to, so let's see if I can... There we go. There's a diamond. It's easier to go from the other way because you can just drop down. 23.56. That is the max loot for Supreme. And now we're on the other side of the spiraling hallway. Alright. Cool. It's the last area we haven't seen pretty much. If you go up this way, then you will get to the 4 doors. So that's another route to get to the sword level. If you go this way... you actually come back to... and this is... you need to use the brown key to get in here. So now we're back to the 2nd floor. Okay. Only place I think I didn't show you.
Hello? Ah! Oh!
Maybe down here? Yeah. Another door that you cannot pick or open at all. We don't need to head down there whatsoever. We're instead going to go ahead and return the gray key. We have to lock-block the door here then. Turn the gray key to this table like that. Lock that one. And then we just have the blue key to return. Or the brown key. Blue, brown, whatever. Now we can enter this door because the brown key will unlock it. So the brown key we can return anywhere on that guard's patrol route. Oh, that was this guard. We might have to wait for this guard one last time. That's okay. We love this mansion so much we can spend an extra minute here. Okay, this hasn't been too long of a mission, really. It's a pretty complicated map, but if you have a sense of the layout, which I do now after a lot of testing, then it's bearable. And I think we're going to do this in probably under 2 hours, even. So let's just drop this on the carpet here, and we are good to go. Close this door, and all we have to do is leave. Let us see. 2356. That's 300 less than what we can get, and we have no weapons that we picked up. Only Constantine's sword. And all objectives except for leaving is done, so let's do that. Should be good. Excellent. So that was a successful Supreme Ghost of the Sword. Let's look at the stats. Total time, 1 hour, 6 minutes, 29 seconds. Found 2356 loot out of 2656. We skipped 4 pieces of loot. First of all, we skipped a golden nugget in one of the rooms on the east side on the 2nd floor. There was a trap that protected it. It was in a chest. We skipped also 2 silver nuggets in Constantine's bedroom. When you highlight either of them, a Spitfire trap will trigger right above the nuggets. Those were worth another 100. And then we had a diamond in a room that was filled with traps that will trigger as soon as you enter the room or get close to it. Another piece of loot we had to skip. So that was the total of 300. Pockets picked 5 out of 10. Those were 4 purses and 1 key. Locks picked 1. That was the one door to the bedroom. Upstairs, backstab 0, knockout 0, damage dealt 0, damage taken 0, healing taken 0, instants killed none, and others killed 0. Campaign totals, time so far 7 hours, 5 minutes, 12 seconds, and loot so far 12,759. Total damage dealt 28, received 0. Okay, so I will give this mission a 99%. That's how much I love it. I guess I should give it 100%. I just, out of principle, wouldn't give a mission 100%. There's always things you can improve. Maybe that's the perfectionist in me talking. I'm not sure. But it's a mission that I can play countless number of times. There's always things I notice that I've never noticed before. The major pro for this mission is how incredibly well the mansion is made, almost in a way to represent who Constantine is. It's almost like the mansion is a metaphor for Constantine himself. How his twisted mind works, and how he's built this mansion that is so surreal. It really pulls you into the mystique of the Thief franchise and what made this game so successful way back in the day. I remember it wasn't my favorite mission the first time I played it, just because of the loss of reality, but as I've played it, I've loved it more and more every single time, and now it's by far my favorite mission. There isn't a lot of information in the mission in terms of readables. The last two we played, Assassins and Thieves Guild, had a lot of readables on the organized crime in the city and how the city's the nobility and the wealth of the crime groups worked. There's nothing of that here. But that also, I think, plays to the mission's benefit because you are more intrigued by the mystery and the mysteriousness surrounding this whole mansion and who this guy is. And obviously, in the upcoming briefings and missions, you realize who Constantine actually is. And it sort of kickstarts the whole main storyline and plot of Thief Gold, or Thief, the Dark Project, I think. So, that's my take on it. Love it, love it, love it more than any other mission. Next, we're doing the Haunted Cathedral, which is not one of my favorite missions. I can say that much. But I'll still enjoy my way through it, no doubt. And I might even have time to record that mission in not too long. We'll see. It depends. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you for sticking with me through this. I will definitely finish this game, and who knows, afterwards I might do Thief 2. If I still have the desire and motivation to do so. So keep commenting, hit the like or subscribe button if you want to subscribe to my channel and get updates for future movies, obviously, and videos. Thank you for supporting my channel, and we will go ahead and make a real save before we end here. And I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.